Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers suffered a hand injury in Week 11 against the Cincinnati Bengals, but the four-time MVP is attempting to push through what team doctors initially considered a multi-week setback. According to a report from ESPN's Adam Schefter, Rodgers is doing everything within his power to suit up for the Week 12 showdown against the Chicago Bears, yet the Steelers' medical staff may ultimately override his desire to play. Schefter noted that the team has declined to provide hints as to its final decision, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty in Pittsburgh. As it stands, nobody in the organization is willing to reveal their stance until the official inactive list is released shortly before kickoff, which has only intensified speculation across the league. This situation is especially tense because Rodgers has long prided himself on his ability to play through pain, but hand injuries are notoriously tricky for quarterbacks, affecting grip strength, ball placement, velocity, and even the ability to take snaps cleanly from under center. If Rodgers is unable to go, the Steelers will turn to longtime backup Mason Rudolph, a familiar face to fans in Pittsburgh and someone the coaching staff trusts to run the offense competently. While Rudolph is not considered a franchise quarterback and has never been viewed as a high-end long-term starter, he remains one of the most experienced and reliable backups in the NFL. Drafted in the third round of the 2018 NFL Draft out of Oklahoma State, Rudolph has played in 32 games for the Steelers and Tennessee Titans, starting 18 of them. Over the course of his career, he has completed 64.1% of his passes for 4,754 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 20 interceptions. Rudolph's numbers reflect a quarterback who can protect the ball reasonably well, generate sustained drives, and keep an offense functional, even if he lacks the improvisational brilliance and veteran savvy that Rodgers brings to the field. Earlier this season, Rudolph proved he could step in effectively when called upon, replacing Rodgers after the initial hand injury occurred and delivering a poised and efficient performance. In that relief appearance against a struggling Bengals defense, Rudolph completed 12 of 16 passes for 127 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. While the Bengals defense was admittedly underperforming and dealing with injuries of its own, Rudolph showcased composure, timing, and an ability to operate within Pittsburgh's offensive system without hesitation. His performance reassured the Steelers that if Rodgers cannot play, the team will not be forced into a drastic offensive collapse. Pittsburgh's coaching staff, led by head coach Mike Tomlin and defensive coordinator Matt Canada, has repeatedly emphasized the importance of having a backup quarterback who can execute the system and avoid critical mistakes, and Rudolph fits that mold as well as anyone in the league. Still, despite Rudolph's competence, there is no denying that Aaron Rodgers gives the Steelers the best chance to win, if, and only if, he is physically capable of functioning at a level close to his normal baseline. Rodgers may not be playing at the MVP level he once reached during his time with the Green Bay Packers, but his current season has still been impressive, especially when considering his age and the team's evolving offensive identity. Through 10 games, Rodgers has completed 66.4% of his passes for 1,969 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He has guided the Steelers to a 6-4 record and positioned them firmly within the AFC playoff race, demonstrating leadership, strong situational awareness, and his trademark ability to extend plays and manipulate defensive coverages. His presence alone transforms the Steelers' offense from a functional unit into a potentially dangerous one, particularly in key moments where precision and creativity become critical. The importance of Rodgers' availability becomes even clearer when considering the Week 12 opponent, the upstart 7-3 Chicago Bears, led by rookie quarterback Caleb Williams and innovative head coach Ben Johnson. Williams, the former USC star and first overall pick in the NFL draft, has quickly become one of the league's most exciting young quarterbacks. His ability to improvise, extend plays, make off-platform throws, and attack defenses at all levels forces opposing teams to play near-perfect football in order to keep up. Ben Johnson, widely regarded as one of the brightest offensive minds in the league, has built a system that maximizes Williams' strengths while mitigating the typical growing pains faced by rookie quarterbacks. Together, they have transformed the Bears from an inconsistent franchise into an explosive, competitive contender that cannot be taken lightly. Facing this Chicago team requires offensive consistency, defensive discipline, and the ability to counterpunch when Williams inevitably makes big plays. The Steelers know this, and Rodgers knows it even more. At 41 years old, every game carries added weight. He remains hyper-competitive, driven by legacy, the pursuit of another playoff run, and the opportunity to silence critics who believe his best days are behind him. But the hand injury complicates everything. Quarterbacks rely heavily on subtle finger movements, quick wrist adjustments, and a precise release to control the football. Even slight swelling, stiffness, or discomfort can lead to underthrows, wobbling passes, or timing disruptions, all of which can turn into turnovers against aggressive defenses like Chicago's. Inside the Steelers organization, the debate over whether to let Rodgers play is reportedly intense. On one side is Rodgers himself, pushing to start and insisting he can manage the pain. On the other side are team doctors and trainers who must evaluate the injury objectively and make decisions that prioritize long-term health and team stability over short-term desire. Tomlin, known for his player-first approach and loyalty to veterans, is said to be balancing both perspectives carefully. While he respects Rodgers' toughness and competitiveness, he also recognizes the danger of allowing a quarterback to play with a compromised throwing hand, particularly late in the season with playoff implications on the line. Meanwhile, media analysts have speculated on what the Steelers' offense would look like with Rudolph instead of Rodgers. Under Rudolph, Pittsburgh likely shifts to a more conservative game plan, shorter passes, a heavier reliance on the run game, increased usage of play action, and a focus on avoiding turnovers. With Rodgers, the playbook widens significantly, more deep shots, more pre-snap reads, more audibles, and greater comfort pushing the ball into tight windows. The difference in offensive identity is enormous. Steelers fans are split as well. Some believe Rodgers should sit, arguing that hand injuries are dangerous and risking further damage could derail the remainder of the season. Others insist that Rodgers' presence alone elevates the team, and that playing against Chicago, a conference opponent with playoff implications, is simply too important to leave in the hands of a backup, even a capable one like Rudolph. On the Bears' side, Chicago's defensive staff is preparing for both possibilities. If Rodgers plays, they expect a chess match with a veteran quarterback who diagnoses coverages almost instantly. If Rudolph starts, the Bears plan to dial up pressure, crowd passing lanes, and force Rudolph to beat them with difficult throws. Regardless of who starts, this Week 12 matchup has become one of the most anticipated games of the season. It features a rising young team against an established contender, a rookie phenom against a legendary quarterback, and two franchises trending in upward directions for very different reasons. Whether it is Rodgers or Rudolph under center, the Steelers will need near-perfect execution, disciplined defense, and a strong offensive rhythm to keep pace with Caleb Williams and the resurgent Chicago Bears. The only thing left to determine now is which quarterback will take that first snap, and until the Steelers release the official list of inactive players, the entire NFL world will continue to speculate, debate, and wait for the final decision. Thanks for watching and see you soon.